Hello and welcome back to Confessionals and Congressionals. My name is Lauren.
I'm Cassie.
And this week we are recapping the challenge. We had some drama continuing this week, and I am starting to unfortunately like this season now that it's whittled down some of the players and there was a lot more like narration this episode. So I felt like I was following what was happening.
Yes, I definitely was following what was happening, still confused on exactly who was in which alliance. But I saw a post on Reddit, we'll throw it up, of someone that was basically saying the same thing. Like at the beginning of every episode, I need them to tell me what the alliances are because
Yeah.
there's too many.
Yeah, and they even tried, and still I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't. This isn't not making sense to me.
Yes, but the
Yeah.
scheming is fun.
The scheming is fun. The scheming is what we're here for. Maybe they learned a lesson this season, but I doubt it.
No, they tuned into our podcast and they realized about halfway through we need to like go back and re-edit because we're not getting them.
Yeah, I think that must have been it.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, yeah, we're going to get right into it. We also have another episode coming out this week, the Love is Blind second set of episodes that dropped.
The last two were something else. I'm excited to talk about those. I actually had a coworker message me knowing that I'm watching and recapping, and she said, "Can you just do me a favor and pay really close attention to the song that plays at the end?" And she was right. It fit perfectly.
No, yeah. I mean, the shows like that, they sometimes license real music, but a lot of times they have content creators that make music for those shows where like the lyrics are literally perfectly matching the situation. It'll be like, somebody's walking away after breaking up with somebody. It'll be like, and I'm walking away as I break up with you, and you're like, yeah. Literally.
Yeah. Do you know which song I'm talking about
No,
right now?
you tell me.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll save it for the episode. So that'll be coming out in a few days. So stay tuned. But the challenge is today. So Cass, with that said, shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Oh, I got tagged! You're such a f***ing liar, Camille.
Don't take care. Hope to see you never.
Kids are here!
Dude, stop acting like you're the number one guy in this group, man. I'm the number one guy in this group.
Things that are about to get murderous.
Right. So, Lauren, how was your week?
Oh, yes. My week, Cassie, was pretty good. Although I did have an altercation at a Chick-fil-A that I kind of want to vent about.
What happened at a Chick-fil-A? Normally, that's such a pleasant experience.
I know. Listen, I was on my way in for some client sessions in the evenings, and I wanted to get myself a tasty, crispy little Diet Coke. Chick-fil-A Diet Coke, the best kind that there is.
Well, it's McDonald's Diet Coke that's the best, but it's a close second.
I disagree. I think that, at least in my area, the Chick-fil-A makes the best Diet Coke, especially with the ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So I was going to the drive-thru, and if you guys know how Chick-fil-A sometimes works, the person in front of you doesn't always have their food sometimes, so they tell them to pull forward, they pause, and then you have to like drive around them if your food comes out. And I just had a Diet Coke, so mine was ready right away. And so I went to like back up a little to pull around the car in front of me, and the car behind me honked at me. Which is, first of all, incredibly annoying because, like, obviously I see you. We're in a fucking drive-thru, okay? Like,
Right.
I see you. But, I've been there where I, like, panic because I think somebody doesn't see me behind them, which is insane. I don't know. Like, but you panic. So I get that. I get that reaction. It's fine. And I went to drive around, and the guy in front of me thought that I honked at him. I think because as I was pulling around, he rolled down his window and started yelling at me. And he was like, "You fucking cunt, you fucking bitch. I always knew you were like a bitch." Like yelling at me like this. And I was like, and I gave him a face like this as I was driving by because I hadn't connected the dots yet. And then as I drove away, he got his food and then sped up behind me and was like following me through the parking lot. And I was like, is this dude following me right now? And then as I was driving away, I realized, oh, he probably thinks I honked at him.
It's
still
still
a complete...
even if you did, like, let's just pretend that it was you that honked. Like, it's still not the okay reaction, right? It's still like disproportionate by a lot.
By a lot. So much so that I'm like, how do I know that guy doesn't have a gun?
Yep, all the time.
And, you know, I live in the South, and you live in the South, we live in the South. People have guns, they wield them all the time.
Yep.
So, yeah, it really freaked me out and also, like, left me shooken up a little bit because the reaction was so disproportionate, good word for it, and I was just like, "People need to take 7,000 chill pills." Like, are you guys okay?
No, everybody is at a level, and it's just, I don't know. It does not feel good in the world right now.
No, it doesn't. I know, and I gotta tell you, I've been feeling a lot better since I've tuned out of political stuff, and I just like my anxiety and my like overwhelm just can't take it right now. I don't want to be an uneducated American. That's not what I want, but you know, hearing that the Department of Education got slashed this week when my son has special needs terrifies me, and I just can't think about the consequences of that any more than I'm already doing. I'm already doing everything I can. So anyway, all of that is to say, like, I've been feeling a lot better, but yeah, I mean, I know that that's part of why people are so revved up right now, and just like the contention that's in the air.
Yeah, we don't even, I think we're used to having like leaders or people that are in power at least trying to give like messages of like unity and whatever, and we don't even have that. So I think it's just an ugly climate right now.
Yeah. And I do think, you know, are really feeling sorry, not to get on a political tangent, but here we go. The stress of not being able to afford to live right now.
Yes.
So even if they're
100%.
not paying attention to politics, it's still like 80% of us are struggling to get by.
Yeah. Yeah, just to get by, just to get by. We've been talking about that down here, you know, in Florida, where people make comments about when you can't afford things, well, you shouldn't have got a house that you couldn't afford. And it's just like, you know, for us, it's like our mortgage is less than half of the payment that we send in every month because it's our insurance and property tax that keep going up and up
Right.
and up. Right. And so we have friends that have moved out of state because they just cannot afford to live here anymore. And
Yeah.
they've been here 30 years.
That's crazy
Yeah.
and unfortunate. And that
Yeah,
should
it is.
not be the way it is.
Yep.
With that, Cass, I would love to hear how your week was.
I had a very, very busy week, and last night I had a little bit of a breakdown, for lack of a better word. And I think that any parent has been there, especially when you're like trying really hard to get it right. So my husband works late every other Thursday. So every other Thursday it's just me and the kids. We're holding it down. And so I had my youngest here with me, and then one of my kids needed to be picked up from school at like 7:30 at night from band. So I go pick him up, and on the way back, both of the kids in the car are not in good moods. They're
Oh
just not.
gosh.
He's kind of hangry. She's upset because we're not done with homework yet, right? And I am determined that even as they're like talking to me in unkind ways, I'm not going to be reactionary. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna breathe, and I'm just gonna give everybody room to feel their feelings, you know. And so we
Totally.
get home,
Love that for you.
and yeah, it sounds
How
like
did
it's
it
gonna
go?
go great, right? Yeah. I'm like, I got this. I got this. So get inside. Everybody's still kind of in a bad mood. I'm trying to like sit my 8-year-old down, like, all right, you work on your homework. And there's some things that I purposely have kind of left over this last week just to see if other people might, I don't know, notice and do them, right?
Yeah, that was your first mistake.
Yeah. So I'm
A
breathing
test.
through the attitudes. We're doing the homework, and I'm like, I've got a few minutes. Let me go load the dishwasher. I open the dishwasher. I can't load the dishwasher because the dishwasher is still filled with clean dishes that I've already run that no one has put away. So I need to unload the dishwasher in order to load the dishwasher.
Mm.
All right. And I remember that my husband had said that he needed to do laundry, right? And so I'm like, let me get a load of his laundry going. So I go to get the laundry basket, and it is sitting on the dining room table filled with clean towels that I have pulled out of the dryer 3 days ago that no one has folded. So I'm going to stop everything, and I'm going to fold the towels because I need the basket. All right. So I do that. Kids are still not in a good mood. I'm just going to keep breathing through this. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. I go, I collect the laundry. I go into the laundry room, open the washing machine. The washer is filled with clothes.
Oh my God, I hate that.
So I need to put them in the dryer, right? Open the dryer. It is filled with clothes. Both smell because
Yeah.
I'm guessing they've been here 2 days. I didn't put them in,
Yeah.
right? I can also tell they've been like picked through for what people might have wanted,
God.
but couldn't be bothered to move. And it is at this point that all of the breathing stops working.
Mm-hmm.
And I slam this dryer door like I am hoping the whole thing shatters into a million pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I start yelling privately in the garage. And I'm like, motherfuck, everything in this house is my responsibility. And I look up and there are my 2 kids in the doorway
Oh no.
that I have been showing all
Emotional
night.
regulation skills too.
And I just felt like, why? Why do you have to be here right now? Couldn't I just,
How did they react?
My youngest gets really upset. She's very, very sensitive. So that is like, she just wants to run to her room and feels like she's disappointed me. And like, I have to like sit down and tell her that she hasn't and that I shouldn't have acted that way, And then I think my older one, he's just like kind of blaming himself because he felt like he was mean to me in the car on the way home, And so just like he told me on the way home that he knew he was hangry, I'm, trying to tell him like, this was not all about you.
Yeah.
Like, this is a culmination of things. And so then I spent about an hour with my best friend ChatGPT working out chore charts.
Yeah, thank God, Cassie. I was gonna say, if we're
Yeah.
not getting a chore chart, you cannot expect teenagers to want to do the laundry. They're not going to.
No, they're not. And I think, we're just going to have to do a better job implementing consequences. Because the truth is, our kids
Yep.
get everything they want. They ask, they get. And I don't mean like dumb stuff. Like they can't say, can I have $50 to go buy a shirt I saw at the mall? That's a no. But by and large, like the things that they want, we figure out a way,
Yeah, you do.
So no, like I have no problem just taking your phone or taking the car. It doesn't matter what we got going on. We still have to take care of the things we have to take care of at home.
Yep.
So they can get up an hour early in the morning before school and take care of the little things that's just their stuff.
Right, because who's the person in the house that does make all the sacrifices, that does wake up early so that they can get enough time to have alone time before the chaos of the day starts? You do. It's
Right.
always the mom. It's always the mom that has to make that sacrifice. And that is not fair. That is not like, and it's not teaching your kids how to be adults. Like the natural consequence of that laundry not being done is like if I could go back and be there, I'd be like, don't fold that. Make them fold it. Make them stop what they're doing and fold it. And make them switch the laundry. Like that is like a natural consequence. Like whatever fun thing you thought you were about to do, maybe you're about to eat, maybe you're about to do whatever. Like, no, now you have to fold the laundry because it's been sitting here for 3 days. That's just so frustrating. We've had a million conversations like this, and what I think. I think that's
I'm
great.
gonna work on it. I'm printing some stuff out.
Yeah.
We have time. It's not fair that it all comes down to me.
Totally. And I think that, like, I've told you this, but I wish that my mom would have done more of like making us help and helping us understand like the emotional consequences for her. Like, you're not, in my opinion, you're not burdening them with holding your emotional like regulation and stuff by telling them like the impact of this not getting done is that then I have to do it, then I'm behind, then this, then that. Like, that's the impact that it has on other people that live in this house with you.
Yep. 100%. So, and what's funny is just like you said, it always is the mom, because I've told this story to a couple of my friends about what happened last night, and they're women and they're mothers, and every one of them is like, God, I've been there. I've had that exact night.
Yep.
And I'm like, we are doing something wrong if we're all having this exact night, because this is not fair.
Yeah, it's internalized the patriarchy.
Yes.
That's what we've done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And boy,
All right,
did this
Cass, well, thanks for
episode
sharing.
bring out some of that
Oh my God.
patriarchy. Like, some of this was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have to say, I think part of what I don't like about the challenge is the type of people that do it, and probably
Yeah.
to some extent the type of people that are huge fans of it, not like our people that follow this because they're, you know, but the boldness that these people feel to be conservative in this day and age on the
Well,
internet.
also, yeah, I totally agree. But also some of the men that are fans,
Yeah.
like if you are liking it because you just love bananas or you love Turbo, like as a guy, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know, like when my husband is like, when I turn this on and he's forced to watch with me, you know, he is very rolling his eyes, laughing. You sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, either that or he knows that's probably going to help him get lucky. Because if he ever saw this and was like, that's an appropriate response, I would be really bothered.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and if I ever saw, God forbid, my husband reacting this way to people, I would get such the ick.
Yes, there's nothing. Well, we're gonna get there, but there's somebody when they brought up the D having a crush on Turbo, like I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm like, that girl has her picker is broken, literally
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I feel like my takeaways from this episode, or the things that like I definitely want to talk about, are the Michaela drama.
Yeah.
Turns out Michaela and Olivia have a beef that we have not really seen.
Yeah.
Thank you, editors, once again for like cutting out anything that we would think is interesting and giving us any fucking context for what's going on. I don't care about the challenges. I honestly don't. And maybe that means that this isn't the show for me. But
Well, in my opinion, they haven't been great because there are certain seasons and certain episodes that I've watched in the last few weeks where I'm like, oh God, that one was so fun.
mhm.
Or you know what I mean? And these I find myself very bored.
Yeah, I think that's part of it is I'm not convinced that any of these people are having fun.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's like a lot, especially with the newer ones, a feeling of being very rehearsed, you know, like knowing really, I don't know, that this is like the job they want, you know?
Yeah,
So
so there's
when this one
inauthenticity.
opened, that like started with bringing up the Turbo betraying Theo, like right from the jump. And
Yeah.
this comes up like a few times in the episode. And I am confused on what exactly the betrayal was. Do you understand it?
I think it was just that Theo said, did Theo say Turbo's name? Because
No,
Turbo's
it's
he
Turbo
wanted
that
Turbo?
feels, or it's Theo that feels betrayed by Turbo.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I feel like I understood it, but I thought, okay, this is like really blown out of proportion.
Yeah, it had something to do with like Theo maybe saying something about Sydney last week, and then Turbo was supposed to be aligned with Theo, but then he wasn't going to throw Sydney under the bus or something. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
something. I even like went back and I'm like, I still do not understand exactly what happened that got them to this level with each other.
Right. Yeah, because they went after each other, and the impression I got is just like Turbo doesn't like him.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
thought
maybe they were
too.
friendly at first or something, and now it's
They
like he doesn't like him.
they had to have been close because for Theo keeps making comments about, you know, him being a traitor, him being disloyal, him having no honor. So there had to have been some agreement that Turbo reneged on that we
Yeah.
don't quite have the context for. Like it was not shown in a way that makes this make sense. Because you're
Yeah.
right. Like you're thinking like I just assume they don't like each other. But the insults are so pointed and so it's like, no, there's more. It's just we apparently are not going to be in on what it was.
Right, that's interesting. So, and I guess like I didn't catch any of Theo being mad at Turbo except for in retaliation for Turbo being mad at Theo.
No, like it opens with it and then it comes up in a discussion and
With Theo being mad at Turbo.
yes.
I thought he was just mad because Turbo was mad at him. I didn't realize that he was mad about something specific because I was like, man, Turbo loves to have a one-sided enemyship where he like hates somebody and they don't have any idea what he's talking about.
No, like we open with Theo saying, I will not forgive Turbo for betraying me. Like that's how we open. And then obviously they like totally go at it at the end. But that's like how it opens. And so I'm like, wait, what happened? What was the betrayal?
Yeah.
Then we go to
I
their
guess I thought he was saying the betrayal was like him yelling at him and like kind of disowning him
maybe
as a friend or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we go to the challenge where we have another one of these like just way too forced like, movie preview that it's like this guy has never seen the challenge. And also,
no. Bring on somebody that's like a huge fan of the challenge and is like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like, you guys suck. You really suck at making a TV show. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, obviously, it must be a movie that's by Paramount, right? And so that's how they. But you've got to have something. There's nobody else that we could use to, Yeah, it was just,
and you just know that they were like, okay, everyone, we're gonna do a super enthusiastic applause and whooping right now. Okay, go. And then that's where they cut in. Every time that they talk about the movie, they do this like huge like whooping applause, and it's like. Okay.
And at least, like, I wish that they would act like they get how stupid it is. Like, they used to do that at a certain point with, like, the sidekick phone, where they'd be like, guys, guess what? Like, they knew that we were going to make fun of it. And so they leaned in. And I would rather that than acting like you're this excited about this. And also, like, listen, how many times do these veterans say this is like my 22nd season, my 25th season? I've been doing this 20 years. I've been doing this 30 years. So then you know that you have an older fan base, more than likely. When you say it's the Running Man himself, I better see Arnold Schwarzenegger on my TV.
I don't know what that reference. I didn't know that there was another movie. It's a remake? See, this is how I like gaslight you into feeling old.
God, yes, there was a movie called The Running Man. It was so good. It was a lot of fun, and it starred Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Running Man.
Okay, well, now it's Glenn Powell, baby. Glenn Powell is the new Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Swear to God, I heard Glenn Close, and I'm like, I haven't seen her in anything in a while. What is she doing? So yeah, we see this preview, which just as like, I believe Running Man is based off of a Stephen King short story, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And from what I hear, the original movie veered away from some of the plot of the original short story. And I guess like the remake is going to be more like that. I say all that to say the challenge that they did was nothing like a challenge from the Running Man.
Okay, so completely unrelated in every way.
As far from what most of us would think of with the Running Man, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hilarious.
So I was just like, this is stupid and forced.
Incredibly forced. I fast forwarded through part of it. That's where we're at.
I watched it. I watched the challenge part 4 times because every time I would tune out and realize that I hadn't been paying attention. And I'm like, God, all right, go back and focus. I do know that Jeremy and Aviv won.
Yeah, they crushed it, of course.
Right. I don't know exactly what went wrong for Derek and Dee to come in last. Like, I wasn't sure if there was something that, like, what made them fall so far behind.
From the edit, at least, it looked like it took them, like, ages to even get the box open. To get all the ropes and stuff off the box. Just dumb. They're just, I don't know what was up with Derek this week. I mean, yeah, he's right. Worst performance of his career, I'm sure. I mean, otherwise, yeah, just embarrassing. And embarrassing in a way that CT's wasn't even embarrassing because and I feel bad for him, and he seems perfectly nice, but there was no heart in him playing this game.
No.
There was nothing behind the eyes.
No, except at the very end. And he, knows he's going home. Like, you
Yeah.
hear him cry a little bit. And, I'm like, well, where was this fight?
It didn't seem like fight to me. It was more just like defeat and like embarrassment.
Well, and I think he also, again, highlighted his lack of strategy because
Yeah.
he should have been rallying everybody to put in somebody weak that he could beat.
Yeah.
And he didn't even try. They're like, we want to send in Theo. And he's like, okay, do that then. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fight for yourself.
Yeah. He was elsewhere. Maybe because he has small kids at home and stuff. Like, I can imagine that would just be like, what am I even doing here? Like, I know that there's a big cash prize, but like, what am I doing here?
Well, I mean, to hear him tell it, it's like he's thinking about like how he's going to, use this to set the kids up, right? Like, I'm going to get this money. I'm going to split it among them. And it was just, it was not the week for him. And then the challenge ends, right? We've got Jeremy and Aviv that win. They spend like 13 minutes on the challenge, which it has to be a very entertaining, good challenge to do that. Because there's been some through the years where you are like, this is fun, or this was not it.
No, the only part that I thought was entertaining was when Justin and Nani, is that who he's partnered with?
Yeah.
Neither of them knew how to drive a stick shift, and they still figured out how to get that but to where it needed to go. And I'm like, show us more of that.
Yeah.
I wondered, how did they get the car to get there? Did they push it with their two hands? Like,
yeah.
But once again, Justin shows me that he can do fucking anything.
Yep. And like everything in the scene is just like tan and beige. Like, I know that sounds like such a stupid thing to care about, but it's like, when you give me a really good challenge, like in a jungle with vivid colors and different, it's just more engaging.
Yeah, like you're literally trying to make me bored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So then
they drove the car like 50 feet. It's not like it was a race or anything. It's just,
right.
Yeah.
If I couldn't have driven a stick, I would just be like, put it in neutral and you push. Like, this is, we're not going
which
that
might
far.
have been what they did.
Right. And so
we'll
then
never
when
know.
it ends, right. And then when it ends, we suddenly got this fight between Michaela and Olivia. Right. And I have no idea what caused it, none of it. And it seems like there was no camera crew right there because at least 50% of their argument was just subtitles and voiceovers, but not a camera focused on them. So I'm like, you didn't even have cameramen here to get the only good thing that you had out of this?
Yeah. No, I mean, and what else would we expect out of them? Because they didn't have camera people to catch the cheating. They didn't have, I'm sounding so annoying right now. I'm just like, yeah, you're not doing it for me, guys.
But Ashley was on House of Villains. And
the season Jax was on?
I'm not sure. She might be on it recently. I'm not sure because she did a Instagram live or whatever where she was talking about how different it felt to be on House of Villains and how it reminded her of the challenge 15 years ago because she was like, now with the challenge, like cameras are there after we get up, we put our makeup on, we get ready for the day. Like we know when the cameras are coming, right? And she's like, but with House of Villains, it's like I open my eyes and they are there with cameras on. Let's go. And she's like, it reminded me of what it used to be like on the challenge 15 years ago, where there were just constantly cameras. And so it does feel like, I just don't know how many people are really tuning into MTV to watch this live. Like, so I'm sure the money that goes to this has went down, but
it's their fucking fault.
Yes.
Don't make it impossible to watch, for instance.
Right.
Don't make it so that I have to buy it, like the season.
Or you can wait a year. for it
Yeah.
to be like, who wants
You're
to do
shooting
that?
yourself in the foot. And maybe they're in contracts or something. I don't know how that works behind the scenes, but it's like, it's their fault. It's their fault that this show isn't good anymore.
No, because they did this exact same thing with All Stars, and it's what's ruining it. So All Stars was Mark Long's baby, who is an OG from the challenge. He pitched it, and they decided to do the challenge All Stars, and it was a Paramount Plus exclusive, right? And so All Stars, you brought back all these OG players, and it was great. They did, I want to say, 4 seasons of it, strictly Paramount Plus. The new season, they pulled it to go on MTV every week, and you have to wait a year to watch it on Paramount. And the viewership
Stupid.
has went into the tank because
It's stupid.
Yes.
That's so annoying.
Very annoying.
Okay, so
Very
back to the
annoying.
fight between Michaela and Olivia. So Michaela was like, I'm at a 9, I'm at a 9. Like, she was really worked up, evidently, or she was faking. I'm not really sure which one. It's hard to tell with her. And Olivia seemed just as confused as I was in this moment, where I'm like, what is she mad about, though? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And she's like, get the fuck away from me. Like, does she just not like her?
Don't know. Like, somebody said something on Instagram about it, and she commented and was like, it's just in the heat of competition. It ain't that deep. But I was like, what? Yeah. Like, you said that you want to punch her in the face. So it seemed pretty, I don't know.
Yeah, and Olivia isn't really the type, at least that we've seen, to like talk shit or anything or try to hurt you. She's much more calculated and reserved than that. So maybe that means, from Michaela's end, maybe that means that like Michaela was acting for some reason.
I mean, later on in the episode, Turbo's like, what happened between you and Olivia? And Michaela says something like, Olivia tried to tell her to stop talking shit on Theo.
That's right. Right.
And I told her, like, you don't talk to me that way, but I said it in much stronger language.
That's right. Yeah. And so then I'm thinking, okay, so you're going around saying mean things about other people. She can be very mean. Yep. And then when that person's partner gets mad at you, you turn around and act like it's their fault for being mad.
Right. And not even gets mad at you, just asks you to knock it off.
Right.
And you
like,
somehow...
you are the problem here.
Yes. When I see people with attitudes like this, it's like, look, just because I'm assertive and you're sensitive.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you're an asshole. There's a difference. You don't, like, I'm not going to buy into that you're just, stronger and more assertive. And no, you're a dick. Yeah.
You have a superiority complex combined with meanness, combined with probably a ton of fucking insecurity. And it makes you seem like a caged, like, animal, kind of, like the way that she will lash out at people.
Okay, so take me to that for a second, because I'm just curious. You said, like, probably a lot of insecurity. And to me, like, she comes off to me as somebody who is not insecure about anything about herself.
Yeah.
What makes you feel like it might be insecurity?
I just think that type of cockiness is always overcompensating for insecurity.
Okay.
So I think she's just overcompensating. It's like the way that she convinces herself that she's like better than everyone. Like, anybody who walks around the world like genuinely acting that way, thinking that they're like better than everyone and having that type of superiority complex, has insecurity that they're overcompensating for.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, that kind of makes me feel better. I'm glad to know that deep down she doesn't think that she is, because that's how it comes off, and I just find it abrasive and annoying. And
it is both things. She is both abrasive and annoying, and I would never want to hang out with her. And
no,
I feel bad for her because I think that she's probably really insecure.
Yeah.
Or maybe something else like neurodivergent is going on. Maybe she has some sort of like neurodivergence that makes her not realize social stuff. But I just would find that hard to believe on the show like this, that she doesn't get it.
Yeah, no, I feel like she knows exactly how she comes off.
Yeah, I think she does too.
And I think,
or it's an act.
Right.
Which I kind of actually lean towards that. I think that there's I think there's probably a lot of evidence to support that this is like somewhat an act.
Like, almost like she wants to be the villain because that edit will get her the screen time that
Yeah.
She might, yeah. I could see that. And during this argument is when Turbo uses his absolute favorite word, which is gotta be pussy. He just loves that one. So, he's like proud of Michaela because he says all the men here are pussies and they don't fight like the way Michaela does, and then he like turns to Derek and says like, I've never seen you fight. And I don't know. I'm just like, what is your deal? He's annoying the entire episode, but this part was just, I don't know. I'm not sure what he wanted Derek to do or what you mean by like, I want to see you men fight.
No, it's like toxic masculinity personified. It's like, what are you trying to prove, babe?
It's so crazy because the beginning of this season, I mean, he wasn't like somebody that I thought I was going to love, but I liked him already. Because remember when we talked about him early on, we talked about how we had seen on Reddit that there was some controversy over whether or not he'd be back. And you and I were like, what did he do? He seems like a perfectly fun guy. And now I'm like, no, I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I could obviously, like, we could totally see it. And yeah, I was just thinking too to myself, like, what's so funny about men like that is that that is the exact kind of men that's like, oh, I'm not emotional, like I'm really logical, like I'm, blah blah blah. And it's like these are the most emotional men and the most emotional people. They cannot have a feeling without reacting to it and like making it everybody else's fucking problem.
Yes. Yeah. And also like have no idea how to identify what the feeling is that they're actually having.
Right.
It's all just like, I don't know. It's all like he thinks he has some reason to be angry and I can't find what it would be.
Right. There's like all these invisible loyalties that he like wants out of people, and he wants deference, and he wants them to like see him at the top and like all that stuff. And as soon as they don't, he lashes out at them. It's like it's just like protecting his own ego, basically.
Yes.
He's annoying.
So right after this is when everything kind of becomes about Theo discussing that he might stake a claim.
Yeah, and so I didn't realize that the stake a claim thing was going to happen for the rest of the season. That changes it for me. I thought it was just the one episode.
No, it's from now on. And normally like there will come an episode where TJ will say, this is the last time that you can stake a claim. So there will
so the assumption isn't that you can go up until the end and stake it on the last day.
No, he'll probably cut that off, close to the very end.
Okay.
Now, here's my question about the stake the claim. Here's where I'm confused. So Theo decides, like, he knows that he is likely, it's going to be him and Adrienne that are voted in, is what he thinks. So he's thinking, if they're going to vote me in, I think I'll I'll go ahead and stake a claim. And here's the part I don't understand. It's like him and Adrienne are really tight. So I'm just going to use the same example that we already saw with Justin and Nani, just for the sake of this argument. So let's say they're getting there right before they vote. Theo says, I'm going to stake a claim on Nani. Okay. And then he goes with Justin and they go do that challenge. And let's say that Theo wins. All right. So now, does that mean that Theo is now partnered with Nani?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's my understanding.
Right. And so then they're not going to go in. Justin has to go in with Adrienne.
I think so.
So with that, why would Adrienne be okay with Theo staking a claim? Because that would mean no matter what happens, Adrienne would have to go in.
Right. I didn't think she was okay with it.
She was talking about like thinking about maybe she should stake a claim, right? And they never clarified, like, can two people stake a claim? Like, how does that work, right? And then she had to have been somewhat okay with it for the edit they give us of the shocked reaction when everybody doesn't vote for Anissa and ends up voting for them. And both Adrienne and Theo are pissed off that they were manipulated, into thinking that it was going to be Anissa and her partner.
Yeah.
So then why? I'm trying to understand. You guys are upset because had you known, you would have staked a claim. Well, which one of you would have staked a claim? Like, Adrienne, how would it have benefited you if Theo would have done it? That would have made it so you had to go in no matter what. If Theo loses, you're going in.
Yeah.
And if Theo wins, you're going in because now he's partnered with Nani.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So, like, maybe for her, she's like, I'm going in either way. And right now, my partner is somebody who has a target on his back. So it would be better for me if I didn't have a partner with a target on his back. Maybe.
Maybe.
I feel like when they were mad, I think just because you realize in that moment that, like, oh, everybody just lied to me. So they want me out then. They're not my allies anymore.
Well, they never were. Like, okay, so
Right.
then let's go over that. So then Theo decides he's going to stake the claim, right? And this is when Leroy goes to Sydney. And
Right.
Leroy's like, listen, I think that Theo is going to try to stake a claim. It's either going to be you and Turbo, or he might come for me and my partner. So I think we need to have a decoy. If we can get them to think that we're going to vote in Anissa, then he won't stake a claim because he'll just be glad he's not going in, right? But really, we'll all vote for him.
Yeah.
So, which brings out my next question, which is, who is Anissa's alliance?
I don't even think she knows.
I'm so baffled. Like, I don't know who she is supposed to be aligned with.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I thought Leroy was in her alliance, and I thought that Leroy was trying to save her somehow. Or, like, I thought that the lie to her was meant to help her in the end because maybe she was going to get voted in actually or something.
No, not at all. Like, he talks the whole episode about, like, feeling bad that he has to lie to her, but it's the only way. Like,
Yeah, the only way that they can get it so that Theo won't stake a claim. So, yeah, I mean, he feels bad that he has to lie to her, which tells me that I think they're allies. But I think he just feels like my interpretation of the whole thing was we have to select someone that people are actually going to want to vote in to the arena. Then, so that has to be our decoy, somebody that people are actually willing to vote for. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
right.
Honestly, I don't know.
That, I think,
Like, was Anissa justified in being mad then? Like, did she actually get... I know they lied to her, but I thought they did it in her best interest. But because I don't understand, right, the alliances, I'm like, I don't know. I just assumed it was in her best interest because of how Leroy felt bad. And he was saying, I have to lie to her, but it's the only way. And I thought he was saying it's the only way to, like, keep her in the game. That's what I thought he was saying.
no, it's like, I have to because it's the only way that I can guarantee that Theo won't stake a claim. Because I think he was worried that there's a chance that Theo could stake a claim against Leroy. And he didn't want, to get Leroy's partner.
Right.
And he didn't want to have to go into that challenge with
Right.
Theo. And then if he lost, have to go into the arena. Right. So I think he was just trying to make sure that no matter what, Theo doesn't take a claim, then I know we'll all vote him in.
Yeah.
Right. I did think it was funny when Leroy was talking about how he has to lie to Anissa. And he's like, what's that quote about, like, forgiveness?
Oh, yeah.
And they, like, tell him it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And then, like, he says it and he's like, that's going to make me look so good on TV. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
You guys are dirty. Why'd you have to show the whole thing?
I know. It was funny, but also, like, I thought it was clever editing because it's not like it made him look bad. It made him look, like, relatable and fun and endearing. Yeah. So I liked that. And I'm glad that they didn't do him dirty in a real way where it, like, made him look stupid or mean or anything. It just made him look kind of silly.
Yeah, I agree. When he's talking to Sydney, I really did not enjoy. I find Sydney this episode to just be a little bit too smug. And I didn't like her whole, like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a bikini to, like, intimidate Adrienne with my abs. And I'm just like,
yeah,
calm down.
Yeah.
You're not that intimidating.
Yeah, that's pretty rude. I didn't know she was talking about Adrienne. I thought she was just saying, like, I am just trying to be intimidating in general.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Wasn't a good look.
No.
I also think that I feel for Leroy because unintentionally, I think he's going to end up stirring up a lot of paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
And that is never a good look on Anissa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can end up making some really bad moves for her own game out of paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that happening now that this has happened.
Yeah, I think that's like bound to happen. I think she's already on pretty unstable footing right now in this game. I don't think she knows what's going on, and I don't think she feels safe. So this is not going to help.
No, I did like hearing her be so honest in her reflection when she was saying like that she knows that her and Leroy are known for not winning.
Mm,
They tend to not make the finals. And she said the only way to ever get there is to realize that and start playing a different game. And that is what Leroy is doing. I just wish it wasn't against me, but
yeah,
it tells me I need to be more cutthroat. And she's right. She just can never do it.
right. It's so interesting because she both seems like a mean person and like somebody who has no backbone at the same time.
I know. Isn't that interesting? That is a great way to describe her because that's exactly it. Like she comes off like she has this big and bad attitude.
Yeah.
It's like she wants to, but she just
Yeah, she's hard to figure out for me. I've seen stuff, people talking online about how it sounds like she touches people inappropriately a lot, and she definitely talks about men in a way of like objectifying them, which is honestly fine with me, but I understand like when you kind of zoom out and see the whole picture of what's going on, you're like, okay, so this is a person that has a pretty poor understanding of how to respect other people's boundaries and like how to be respectful.
my impression of Anissa has always been that I feel like I'm watching someone that does not know herself.
Yes, that is totally how it feels. Yeah. And this is not the
So
environment, I don't think, well, she's been trying to learn herself in this game probably forever, and it doesn't seem like it's working. So maybe try something else.
yeah, this is also when Turbo, like his overacting it just like makes me roll my eyes. I don't care if you're here or not here.
Yeah.
This is when he does that, like, Theo, if you try to steal my partner, and he does like the heart. And then,
Oh,
do you know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? And he
Yeah, and then he
breaks
breaks it up and then he crunches
takes a
it.
bite and throws it over his shoulder,
Yeah.
And he also says like that if their plan works, it's Kama Sutra 69.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, I know what the Kama Sutra is, and obviously I'm familiar with, the term 69, but I'm like, what is this?
I thought that what he meant by that is we're going to do a 180.
Okay.
That was my interpretation of what he was trying to say.
It's just so funny to me that sometimes he acts like he just knows very little English. And
Right.
then other times, like, he'll have these, like, idioms or whatever that I'm just like, how'd you get familiar with that?
Yeah. So I can't remember what part it was at, but at some point we get another Will temper tantrum.
I missed that. And I have notes and everything.
I think it was during the challenge, and I think he was getting frustrated and he was throwing a hissy fit. And
Okay.
throwing a temper tantrum. And I'm like, this dude is so. That's right, because Olivia, that's what happened. Olivia was trying to tell him, like, you need to do it this way, you need to do it this way, like undoing the box. And he wouldn't listen, and he had a different idea of how to do it. And so they were kind of like butting heads on how to do it. And I'm sure Olivia was right. And and then we get a confessional of him being like, I have to do all the work in this partnership, and that's not going to work for me. And I'm just like, you are so annoying.
God, these
The men on
guys.
this show, I just can't with them.
No. They're just like egotistical, the macho
Crybabies.
man thing. Yeah, but deep down like crybabies. It's just, yeah, I don't like them either. Also, totally unrelated, but I also want to find Adrienne and tell her the way that she does her makeup and hair when they go out to the bar, do that.
Yep.
Stop doing whatever you're doing in the confessional and do that.
Yep.
Because
Now
she
I'm
looks
wondering if the
gorgeous.
confessionals, I know. Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's all right.
But I'm wondering if the confessionals were all filmed in one day or how they film confessionals, because maybe it was just like one makeup look she got
The
bad.
hair's not good. The makeup's not good.
Yeah, it's like the bronzer and all of the foundation that she's wearing and the discoloration and the huge
Mixed with the white hair. Like the
Yeah.
white hair against the brown bronzer, it's all a lot.
Yeah. I'm looking up a picture because I want to see what she looked like what she normally looks like on this show.
Yeah, like at the bar with her hair in that ponytail and her contour was on point. Like she just looked very, very attractive.
Oh my gosh, she's from Married at First Sight. Did you know that?
No. I know she's told us at the beginning of this season that she's like lost a ton of weight.
Yeah, I see that.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, it's like that one where she has way too much makeup on versus when she's got like a more natural look going on. It's the overdone lips. It's the
in the confessional,
super dark makeup.
In the confessional, she's got like the super dark lip liner.
Right, and it goes around. Yeah.
Right. But at the bar, she just has like a nice matte lipstick on and she just looks really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a purposeful style choice or not. I honestly, if it's a purposeful style choice, then, you do you, boo. But I always think, like, she's pretty. So it's like you want her to kind of like have a more, you don't need to like put a mask on every day.
Right. When I saw that picture of her, or when I saw her out at the bar, that was exactly my thought. Was like, you strike me as someone who wants to feel really confident, and it's important to you that you feel like you look your best,
Yeah.
And that was it right there. That go do that. If that's how you want to feel and look, it's that one, not the confessional one.
Which honestly, like, yeah, I wish if I had the money, and maybe one day I will, I would probably get a stylist and be like, tell me how to do everything.
Yes.
Because I'm probably getting it wrong too. And if I got put on TV trying to like do my own makeup, I would look fucking insane.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. No.
But I will say one thing I actually learned beauty-wise from TikTok was about the theory of like high contrast versus low contrast. Have you heard of this?
No.
So when you have high contrast features, you want to use high contrast makeup, and when you have low contrast features, you want to use low contrast features. So when you do, like if you take a black and white photo of yourself, you can kind of see like how much does your hair stand out from your skin, stand out from your eyes. For me, I'm kind of like medium to low contrast. I have like darker hair, but green eyes, like lighter eyes. And so for me, like a very, like not a ton of contrast looks better on me. So brown mascara and brown eyeliner and like, not a super high contrast kind of thing.
Okay.
So like really black, like wing eyeliner does not look good on me. I look crazy, for instance. And I didn't know why that was. And then I learned about this color theory and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So for her, she has blonde hair. She has like a medium skin tone, lighter eyes. So I think for her, like a lower contrast makeup look would look better on her, and a little bit darker hair so that her hair is like less white.
Yeah.
Which looks good on some people. I just don't know that it looks good on her.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my beauty thoughts as somebody who doesn't know anything.
Well, there you go. There you go. Okay, so when we finally get to the vote thing, this is where I really started to think, oh, you're just leaning into the villain thing, because Michaela gives this whole speech like trying to make it like the whole speech lines up if she votes for Anissa.
Yeah.
And then goes, so we're voting for like she just wants to be the one to let everybody know, haha, y'all fell for it. We're still voting for you.
Yep.
And it was just like, again, overacted. It's just like Turbo with the eating the heart. It's all like, I didn't.
And it supports my idea that there's like a superiority complex. The fact that she wants to be the one to rub it in everyone's faces as if it was her idea, which wasn't.
Yes. Yes.
Was it?
No, it wasn't her idea. It was all Leroy's idea.
Yeah. I'm like, did she have anything to do with it at all?
No.
I don't know if she's even in the room. Yeah. Annoying. So yeah, she does the whole speech and Anissa's like waiting for it and then it doesn't happen. She's like, wait, what? And then as they go down the line, we're not voting for Anissa. We're voting for Theo and Adrienne.
Right.
And they're shocked. And they're at the very end. And they're like, nice, guys.
Yeah. It seemed like all the votes were Leroy America or Theo and Adrienne.
Yeah, there was somebody that was one of their allies that in that vote voted for them. And they were like, wait, what? But now I
I
can't remember who it was.
mean, yeah, I think that's the thing. When you see everybody voting that way, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go with them. Otherwise, I'm just letting it be really known that I'm forever aligned with you, even though you're going in. I don't want to be aligned with you. You're going in. They're going to come for me next.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So we find out that Adrienne and Theo are getting voted in either way.
yep.
And yeah.
They are not, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they are not happy about this. Like, everybody goes back to the room and starts talking about the manipulation and the lies. And like, now we know how sneaky everybody is, and da 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 da. And again, I'm just like watching, thinking, okay, I just help me understand how Theo and Adrienne are both like, because Adrienne says during the vote in her confessional, it becomes clear as they're voting that it's going to be us and we were just stupid and fell for it.
Yeah.
So help me understand what the plan was if you had known they were voting for you.
Yeah.
Like if you had never fallen for the Anissa thing, what was the move that was going to help Adrienne?
Yeah. And that's interesting because I think Adrienne is paying attention. And I think that, like, sometimes you watch these people on these shows and you're like, they don't even know where they are, let alone what's going on. But I do feel like she's, I think, more tapped into what's going on and how to play the game than Anissa is.
Yeah. I mean, all I can think is that maybe we don't know this because, again, they refuse to like edit the show in a way where we can know what's happening.
Yeah.
But all I can think is it possible that they both could have staked a claim
Right.
against different team members? So he, like, as an example, he says, I want Nani, which
Yeah.
means he's got to go battle Justin. And then, she says, I want Leroy, so she's got to go battle America.
Yeah.
And then the losers go in against Derek and Dee. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know if two people can stake a claim. I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know.
And it was never discussed, so we would have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we get the final arena.
No,
challenge.
Hold on. Back up a minute. This is when we find out Dee has a crush on Turbo.
Oh, yeah.
And I threw up in my mouth a little bit. And Turbo says, this is woman natural. They want strong, smart man. That's literally what he said. I wrote it down verbatim. This is woman natural. They want strong, smart man.
This is the woman's nature.
Maybe.
They want strong, smart man, like a fucking caveman, as if he doesn't know how to speak English.
Yes.
Get out of my face.
And then Theo said, okay, can I just tell you, when Theo's in the pool, first of all, my husband hated this scene because my husband hates being cold. It is like the worst thing.
God, he was freezing when we were in Texas. It was so funny to me. Like every time we got out of the pool, he was like, it's freezing.
Yes. So he literally, like, I'm like falling asleep in bed and I can hear him going, God, get out of the pool if it's that cold. What are you doing? Like, he's like upset for them as they're shivering in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to
say that's another tick in the column of him not being good for Survivor.
No, yeah, for sure. Like somebody would get hurt. But when they're in the pool, like, I don't think there's anything wrong at all with like having fun and going to see a psychic. I do judge you once you're saying things like my psychic said.
Really? Oh my God, no. I can't believe that you judge that. You're so woo-woo. I think if you found a psychic that like really resonated with you and whenever they told you things, they really happened, then you would have your own psychic too. You just haven't found the right person.
Maybe. I just see like, I don't know. I think I like saw too many like Miss Cleo infomercials and I've like, I just see like people pouring money out, and I'm like, don't fall for a scam, please.
Yeah, that's exactly how Zach is. That's so funny. Except, more judgmental about it, but he just thinks they're all scammers, like every single last one of them. But I will tell you, I don't think
that.
Barbara has had some incredible psychic mediums who have connected with past loved ones or people that she didn't even know who would come through the reading, and then she would like tell her mom about the reading and be like, by the way, so and so came through, do you know who that is? And she'd be like, yes, I know who that is. So, and that happens all the time to her. She has some amazing mediums and she gets people gifts. She like gifts people medium readings in their lives whenever they're like when she feels like they need it. And every single last one of them has had like a really profound experience. And she's like, my instructions to them is always don't tell them anything. They don't even know your last name.
Right.
Don't tell them anything. Don't tell them if they're on the right track. Don't tell them if anything like makes sense. Just say, okay, and like let them keep talking. So anyway, I believe in that stuff, but you know.
Barbara, by the way, is a friend of Lauren's that she is referring to. I love tarot card reading. If I was like in New Orleans or I was, I would definitely get a psychic reading.
Yeah.
There's just something that happens when I hear someone say like my psychic told me, that I'm just a little bit, probably the same way that I just like if someone says like, well, my therapist said, like you should have a therapist. We should all have a therapist. But when it becomes part of your, like, I don't know, your conversation where you're explaining the choices or whatever. So Theo's psychic has told him that he will go into 3 eliminations and win them all and be in the final. She apparently did not know whether or not he'd win the final.
Yeah, or he didn't disclose that.
That is true. That is true.
Yep.
So then we get to the pillow fight, bad dreams is what it's called, final challenge.
So lame.
Yeah.
Like so lame.
Yeah. Yeah.
The producers and people, whoever put this together, should be fired.
Listen, because of how long this has been on, it's okay to use old challenges.
Yeah. Is this an old one?
No.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Something that people liked.
Yes, it's okay. You don't have to keep being creative. Go back. You had some good ones. This was stupid.
And just like the structure of the way the game worked, where you both had to win, was a bad structure, which we saw play out in very obvious. Like it was very obvious. If anybody would have played the tape forward to be like, okay, how will it work if like 2 people aren't that good and they're on opposite genders?
Did you? Because it ends up 5-5.
Right.
All right. So Adrienne has fallen in the water 5 times and Derek has fallen in the water 5 times. Right. So we're at a tie now. We're at a standstill. In my mind, producers ran to a corner and went, what do we do now?
Totally. They had no plan for that.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad. Because I'm like, somebody just gave TJ a quarter and told him to flip the freaking coin. And just like, screw it. Let's see if they can balance on this thing. They have to stand now.
Yeah.
We didn't have a backup plan. It was not good.
Not only was it not good, but it really was hard to watch because of how pathetic Derek looked on that thing. And I again, like I'm saying, it's just an observation. He looked pathetic on that thing.
Yeah. And it's like they try to edit it where always want to make it so that you're not sure who's going to win. It did not matter if they put it in slow motion, a frame by frame. It still happened quick every time.
Like with the first hit.
God, it was painful.
Yeah, and Adrienne couldn't keep her balance. So she would like try to swing and then fall off.
Yeah. It wasn't even the hit that got her. It was just like swinging her arm, her own momentum, just spun her down.
Which is honestly hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if it wasn't so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we find out like Derek and Dee are going home and we end the episode just as we started it with Turbo and Theo screaming at each other.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, can someone please tell us why?
Yeah. Maybe we'll find out next week.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is our recap of the challenge this week. It was fine. I wish, with how many hours I've put into watching and rewatching every single one of these episodes, I wish I knew what the fuck was going on.
I know. When we had it on last night, my husband hasn't watched a lot of it with me, but he's watched some. And so he was like, when we first turned it on, he goes, is this a new season? And I'm like, no, it's this season we're recapping. And he's like, it is? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, there's still a lot of people. And he like paused it and he goes, it's episode 12 and there's still this many people. And I'm like, yeah, they're dragging this out.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being tortured.
Yeah.
I feel like the season is just starting.
Well, and I mean, old seasons, like, when at its peak, a whole
Yeah.
season would be like 12 episodes.
Right. This is too many episodes. It was way too slow at the beginning. You've been doing this for so long. You should have known that.
Yeah, there's no excuse. Like
No.
you know what works, you know what seasons, you have enough of a history to you could have ChatGPT go scour Reddit and you would find out what your best seasons were. Go rewatch them, see what the magic formula was, and do that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's like welcome to Confessionals and Congressionals, a podcast where we talk about how shitty the fucking producers of the challenge are for an hour every week. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I think that essentially is what it is. Yeah. I mean, when you see how excited people are about the scheming of like this wasn't like groundbreaking scheming.
No.
This is not like the drama that,
We don't even really understand what's happening. We're just excited that something's happening.
exactly. Right. It's like, oh my God, it's such a good plan by Leroy. I don't know exactly what it is, but definitely let's have a decoy. Let's just have a decoy. It sounds fun.
Now we're thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We have a Love is Blind recap coming out later this week. Please listen if you'd like to. And with that said, send this to a friend if you enjoyed us ranting and raving for an hour. Otherwise, don't. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye.
All right.